The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
We now know the injury to Alijah Vera-Tucker, and the Jets think it's season ending. We'll talk about the latest and where the Jets go from here. Jeff Parles will join me. It's the Jake Asman Show, and it starts now. Joining us right now is a new member of the ESPN family. He's with
Nobody gives a shit.
Oh, that was great. That was perfect. Nobody gives a shit.
The 2025 New York Jets season is officially here. Can Aaron Glenn lead the team back to the playoffs and finally deliver on the promise this roster has shown? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go. Show number 2 on the day. We'll talk about AVT and where the Jets go from here. But first, a reminder, if you're coming to Tampa and you have not booked your hotel room, Hotel Tampa Riverwalk has extended our group discount for another 4 days. So lock in your hotel room if you want the cheapest rate possible in the heart of downtown Tampa. We got events planned the Saturday before the game, our tailgate before the game Sunday. All the info is in the description for the video you're watching right now. Let's say hello to our good friend out in Las Vegas, the host of Sports by the Book, diehard Jet fan, Jeff Parles, for the first of many weekly Wednesday appearances during the Jet season. And Jeff, we couldn't even make it to week 1 before the Jet devastation has already begun.
Isn't that wonderful? Oh man, I obviously 3 hours behind the East Coast out here, Jake, and get a text message from a good friend of mine who I went to college with, and he said, "Well, good morning," and it's like that, and it's like, "Oh shit," excuse my language, but it's like that's how I felt. Like that's the first reaction. Like you lose your best offensive lineman before the season even begins. Oh, by the way, you're now going to have to shift Tippmann over to right guard, and you're working in a rookie right tackle too. Jake, there are about 3 guys on this roster the Jets could not afford to lose, and AVT was one of them. And man, it sucks because 5 years in the NFL now, it's going to be 3 years of more than 10 games missed. And for the future too, it just really bites because the kid, when he was on the field, was as good as anyone at that interior line position.
Huge loss. For those who missed the latest update, this came out after my first show today. Schefter reporting that it is a torn tricep injury. It's not the same tricep that he tore a couple years ago. It's on the other side of his body. So second time he's dealt with this exact same injury that's going to likely end his season. You see the tweet there from Schefter. He's getting a second opinion to confirm the injury and see if surgery is necessary. But let's be real, you don't get a second opinion unless you don't like the first opinion. So it will be a miracle if his season is not over. And we could talk about his future with the Jets and all that. But as far as this game goes on Sunday, Jeff, it feels like Joe Tippmann slides over now to the right guard spot. And we're going to see Josh Myers, who they signed in the offseason from the Packers. He'll be the starting center on Sunday.
I think that's the only move, right? I think that's the only thing you can do. At least, look, Tippmann played well in his few games at right guard 2 years ago. And Myers is not a pushover at center. Look, it was competition for a reason, even though obviously AG never technically named the winner of the center position. But look, it's a downgrade. Any way you slice it, it's a downgrade. And look, he was good enough. And also too, Simpson's got to be healthy, man. Like that's not 100%, right? Like we're not even 100% certain he's 100% for week 1, even though we expect him to play. So boy, you got a lot of heat on these 2 tackles too, Jake, right? We're talking about Olu making his first opening day start, and we're talking about Membu starting right from the get-go his rookie season. That's a lot of heat. And again, Jake, I really felt good about this Pittsburgh matchup all summer long. I felt really good about it because I'm convinced Aaron Rodgers is basically finished at this point. I think the Pittsburgh defense is overrated going into the year. But now you're jumbling your O-line going into week 1. You have to go against TJ Watt, who, even though he got his big contract, might be a little pissed off that Micah Parsons made an extra $25 million than him. And there are injury questions with Hayward in the middle, but if he plays, he's a beast. It just, boy, the vibes are very much changed in the last 7 hours for me from what I was expecting for this game on Sunday.
It's just it's crushing, man. It's crushing for this game in particular. It's crushing for the season. You mentioned John Simpson. The only positive news I can give you is the Jets did in fact release their first injury report of the season, and John Simpson is not on it. Now
That's good.
Sauce is on it. Tyrod's on it. Limited, but this is an estimation because the Jets did not have a practice today. They'll practice tomorrow. So because of that, I wouldn't look too much into the LP next to Sauce and Tyrod's name. I think Glenn essentially said yesterday they'll be good to go. Okorafor, I mean, that's somewhat interesting because this guy now plays a more important role with AVT out. He's like the primary backup tackle to Olu and to Membu because, I mean, I thought if there was an injury to one of those guys, Jeff, AVT would slide over and then you'd move Tippmann and
Myers the center, Tippmann the right guard. Yeah, you could have done that, but obviously that's done. And look, I will tell you, I mean, Sauce's injuries this summer have been a little bit alarming because when you get those muscles in your lower leg, those things hang around. And now we see it as a fibula injury. I mean, like a fibula injury is one of two things. It's a break or it's a bruise, right, Jake? I mean, those are really the only two things that can happen to the fibula. So again, I'm a little bit wary of that, but again, I would imagine that Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh offense are going to be testing the opposite side more so than anything this year because it with no more DJ Reed on that far side. Even though I think Stevens is going to have a good year, you're going to have to test him as much as humanly possible if you're any offense moving forward. I know, obviously, look, you and I criticized Sauce a ton last year. He wasn't good. He was the worst year of his career by margin, but he's still got to be looked at as a top 5, top 7 corner in this league. And it's a monster gap between him and Brandon Stevens on the other side.
Yeah, and Sauce has had a great camp, and he did play Metcalf very well in that Seahawks game last year for what it's worth. So, look, do I think the Jets could still win this game? Absolutely. I mean, I checked the line on FanDuel, our sponsor, before we went live, Jeff, and the line still is holding strong at 2.5. It was 3, and it went down with some money, I guess, coming in on the Jets side of things. It just makes it a lot harder for the Jets to win this game because their plan is to obviously run the hell out of the ball, and AVT is your best run blocker. And I think AVT also really helps a guy like Armand Membu making his NFL debut, having a trusted fifth-year veteran on that O-line next to him. You don't have that now. So it's going to be harder for the Jets, I think, big picture to surprise and be competitive and maybe, find a way to win 9-10 games like some are hoping for. But they still can win Sunday. It's a huge blow. And this is truly the first real adversity Aaron Glenn is facing as the Jet coach. We thought, we had the worst of all injuries with Fields on day 2 of camp in July. They survived that. And here we are, the Tuesday leading up to week 1, he suffers his injury in individual drills. And now we'll see how Aaron Glenn handles some adversity, right off the bat going into this game.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. But look, here's the deal. And this is a good test, honestly, for AG early. How strong is the culture you built in a few months now? How strong is it, Jake? Because we've seen plenty. I mean, geez, we've seen seasons collapse with injuries with Salah. I mean, AVT's injury really derailed that season 2 years ago, if you remember. They were in great shape even with Zach Wilson at quarterback. They
lost Brees and AVT in the same quarter of that game.
Yeah, not 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was in that same game, where I mushed them. I was in attendance in that Denver game. It was my fault. I apologize, everybody. But that was the same game. That was adverse. That was the adversity, and the season melted from there. They were never the same team, even with the Mike White spasm of greatness for 2 weeks that year. I look, Jake, you could still win this game. You could still win this game. Absolutely can pull this upset, start the season 1-0. And not put yourself in a scenario where in order to avoid 0-2, beating a Buffalo team that the betting market sure as hell think Baltimore is going to win that game, Jake. They've taken a lot of places have taken Baltimore to a betting favorite in that game. I think that's a little bit crazy personally, but look, if Buffalo loses on Sunday night, week 1, are the Bills really going to start 0-2? Like, as wishful thinking as that would be for us, where the Jets would be the one handing them the second loss? I just don't see it. So, look, you got to find a way. You got to find a way, and it's going to be a nice test to Aaron Glenn's culture that he's built in a short period of time. And also, too, Jake, doesn't it put a little more heat on the defense as well? We all expect the positive regression to show up, but you know what? Got to show up right away. And one other note too. And I know you're a smart guy, Jake, and 98% of the Asmaniacs are intelligent because
am I that smart? I root for the Jets.
Yeah, well, to a point on both of us, right? So, but look, I'm in the camp of the offenses this preseason have been significantly ahead of the defenses, which is normally not the case in football, right? Like we just saw it in week 1 of college, where the defenses in all those premium games, except for Bill Belichick getting toasted into oblivion on Monday night, all the defenses were ahead of the offenses in the big time games. So in the NFL, I think that's opposite now. So heat on this defense, Jake, that at times, look, the first team defense looked great against Green Bay's first team offense in that first preseason game, which was a really good sign, especially when the Jets offense went right down the field on Green Bay's top defense without Parsons obviously there. But I'll say my pick for the end, but I was full bore. Jets are going to win this game. Now I'm a lot more tepid on what's going to happen on Sunday.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been going back and forth all week, but I'm leaning towards Pittsburgh right now. Maybe I'll just be a homer. I'll make my pick on Friday on the show, but you can't make it up that this already happened. Like obviously, like there was going to be injuries. Every team deals with it, but it's
but the week of week 1, it's not it's one thing if Vera-Tucker got all right, hate to bring this up, but got Aaron Rodgers on the first drive of the year in this year. Like that's one thing, but didn't even make it to opening day.
Just brutal. If you're watching live right now, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I am almost at 42,000 subscribers. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed and been a part of the journey. Reminder, if you miss any live shows, we do podcast the full show on either Apple or Spotify. So you could always listen back and take us on the go. Let's try and make this Jet fan base be in a little better mood. We'll make someone's day. At the end of the show, I'm going to raffle away a Jets jersey of your choosing. We have the following options for someone to win: Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Jermaine Johnson, Quinn Williams, and Quincy Williams. You pick the player and the color, green or white, and we'll send it to you. So you'll have a new jersey ahead of the season. Gift the membership to enter. If you don't win, well, don't worry, because our weekly prizes, you're automatically entered for that. And that includes a signed Namath, signed Weave helmet, signed Sauce jersey, signed Mawai jersey as our top 4 prizes in the weekly raffle. Jeff, as far as the game Sunday now, right? We know about the AVT injury and all that. Your thoughts on Rodgers coming back? Aaron Glenn the other day dodged every Rodgers-related question. Rodgers, I saw, he spoke today. They tried to get him to say things about coming back and playing the Jets, and his answer was essentially, it's week 1. That was his answer to every question. Are you nervous about like a vintage Rodgers revenge type of game against the Jets?
I mean, you kind of have to be, right? It's at least in the back of my mind where, like, Jake, I have the Steelers finishing 6-11 this year. Like I have the bottom falling out. I have Tomlin going under 500 and getting fired at the end of the year. Rodgers ends his career with back-to-back horrible seasons, the 2 worst seasons of his career, win-loss wise. But that doesn't mean Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a gigantic week 1, right? Like we kind of saw that last year with San Francisco, right? Like they had a year from hell and they still look great against the Jets on week 1 on Monday night a year ago. So it's in the back of my mind. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think this defense, after that defense was embarrassed last year. Embarrassed after week 6, realistically speaking. after that Buffalo game, they were embarrassing the rest of the way. And you got a lot of the same pieces back, right? Like you still got Sauce back. You got Quincy back. You get Quinnen back. You have some changes, obviously, here and there, but you get Jermaine Johnson healthy again, which honestly, that injury probably was what really set the tone for that defense falling apart, even more so than Ulbrich not being able to handle two jobs at one time. But I expect this defense to play well, Jake. I don't expect this to be like, 31. It could be 31-13, very possibly. Fields could turn over a few times, short fields, so on and so forth. But I don't think the defense is going to get crushed in this game. Sure, Rodgers may make a huge play to Metcalf at some point in the middle of this game, or a big play to one of the tight ends to set up a score. But I expect the defense to play well in this game. I look, this is the lowest total on the board this week, Jake. This is the only sub 40 total everywhere this week. I think that's right. I think this is something, regardless of who wins the game, like someone gets to 20, they win. That's my feeling on this game, Jake. And I don't think it's going to be a big time Rodgers performance. I think he'll probably play well, maybe throw one pick at most, but he's not going to be vintage Rodgers. He's going to be closer to like he was in a Tennessee game last year. Like I wouldn't say Aaron Rodgers was great by his standards in that game, but he was more than good enough to win that game. I think that's probably like, that to me is the ceiling more likely than not for what we see from Rodgers against the Jets this week.
When the schedule first came out, I was picturing 4 touchdowns, 400 yards, same old Jets. Here we go. Now, even though I don't feel great about the Jets' chances to win, I don't think it's going to be because Rodgers just dominates them. I think it could be an ugly game where it's 20-17 and, Rodgers does enough on his team to get the win. Like Sam Darnold didn't dominate the Jets last year. The Jets kind of stunk and Darnold made just enough plays. I could see something like that happening.
Jake, the Jets win that game. The Jets win that game if Rodgers doesn't implode in the fourth quarter of that game.
And he was awful in the first half of that game.
I
was in London for that debacle, Jeff.
Again, whatever. Woody was embarrassed in front of his friends in England. That's why we know what happened with Salah. But that was a pretty vintage Salah game where they were completely unprepared in the first half, and then they adjusted halftime, and the defense played probably their best half of the entire season in the second half against Minnesota. The Vikings did nothing in that game in the second half. So, yeah, look, that was 23-17, right? Like, that's more than possible that's the final of this game, and it sneaks over to 38.5, 39. It's more than possible it's something like that, Jake.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line, raffle for a Jets jersey of your choosing at the end of the show. Oscar the Grouch says, now nobody disrespects you, Beast, because you are a proud graduate of Hogwarts. Ladies and gentlemen, Oscar the Grouch already starting with Beast Breaker, and we are 18 minutes into the damn show. It never ends.
Bullshit.
Man, those are the rules. Super chats do cut the line. Oregon Jet says, number 1 overall pick. Here we come.
Well,
look, they're not going to be that bad. Jeff, they're not going to be picking 1-1. There's no way.
Well, look, I'm not saying they will be or won't be, but if you're going to be at the top of the draft, this is a damn good draft to be at the top of it. And even with Arch Manning looking like a kid making his first career start on the road against a top 3 defense in college football, there are a lot of good guys like Nussmeier and Sellers. And I know he didn't have the best of weeks. Klubnik is still a guy you can look at the top of the draft.
Why? So they could pick the wrong quarterback at the top? I'll worry about it then.
Well, Jake, I don't think they're going to have the worst pick. I don't think they're going to have the worst record in the NFL either, because the New Orleans Saints might be one of the worst rosters I've ever seen, including the worst quarterbacking situation I've ever seen going into a season. And the Browns are going to be terrible. So more likely than not, the ceiling for anyone is probably 3rd this year, Jake, because of how bad New Orleans and Cleveland look going in. But look, if the Jets do bottom out this year, it's not a terrible draft to be picking at the top. And you know what? We know AG and Muji are going to be around for a long time, like at least the next 3-4 years. So it might not. Again, I'm not saying the Jets are going to bottom out. I'm not giving up hope because AVT is out for the whole season, because you'll be able to adjust to him being out as you get further along. I'm just souring on this week because it's a bad matchup to begin with that the strength of the Pittsburgh defense being their front and AVT being a top flight guard. And now you're moving Tippmann. Like, again, it's just a bad matchup on a short week now with when AVT suffered the injury, Jake.
I completely agree. If you're going to win this game, look, to me, the game plan has to be, Sauce, your assignment is to take Metcalf out of the game.
Correct.
Jets defense, let's get pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Need a huge Quinnen game because if you remember, Quinnen maybe played the best game of his Jet career the last time he got a chance to go up against Aaron Rodgers in that game in 2022 at Lambeau.
Oh, yeah.
You need a big game from McDonald, a big game from Jermaine, whatever you're getting from him. And I'd love to see the Jets be aggressive. Let's send some blitzes with Quincy and Sherwood and their speed. Let's send Cisco on a safety blitz. Let's really challenge Aaron Rodgers, who didn't play in the preseason, who's learning a new offense, new receivers, new linemen, to be able to adjust to protection, stand in there, take some hits, and deliver the ball one-on-one on the outside. I think the Jets have enough with their secondary, and they have enough up front to really challenge him. And we know he doesn't want to get hit. He hasn't been hit in 8 months, and he's 41. If he takes one huge shot, he might be affected the rest of the game. That's the game plan to try and steal this one.
He didn't want to get hit last year, Jake. So, like,
right.
Yeah, of course. Like, that's the deal. The Jets are going to have to win this game on their defense. I don't think and that's probably going to be the case more weeks than not, right? I mean, that's just the way they're built.
That's like the case our entire lives.
No, they're going to have to win, especially, I mean, yeah, exactly. Except for 2015. And of course, they still needed to win. Whatever. It's still mad at Fitzy, even though I still like him. But, it just, you're going to have to win a lot of games on your defense and the run game. And again, that's why the AVT injury hurts. Like, you lose your best run blocker in a year where your roster is built to win games 20-17 every week because you ground and pound and control the time of possession with your run game. And you rely on your defense to play at a high level. That's really, again, why I'm so down here today with this AVT injury. And also too, like, if the Jets were playing like Miami here this week, Jake, I wouldn't be as worried about it. But you're playing the Steelers, who have an advantage over most offensive lines with what their front four can do. And it's just a really bad week for this to happen, Jake, more so than anything. Like, forget that it's week one. Forget that it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, it's a bad opponent to be without your best offensive lineman for. It's just what it is.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Spencer Green joins our raffle for 2. No one has gifted a membership yet, so I'll do this. First person to send in 5 or more for the community will double it in our weekly and daily raffle at the end of the show. Spencer says, Jake, this time next year, I will be sending a photo in. I'll be a graduate from my law school. We also have 3 L pictures. I am wearing my Beast Breaker shirt to both. LFG Beast. Now, Jeff, you're familiar with Beast Breaker, of course.
Of course.
You saw the incident with Beast and Rich Eisen, I'm assuming, right?
I did.
What are your thoughts on the 2 universes colliding there?
Could I have predicted something like that, Jake? Yes, I actually could have. That's the funny part of it. Oh, man. Oh, well, look, Beast is one of a kind, right? I mean, that's the best way we can put it, right, Jake?
That's well said. Hungry Hippo says 0-2 walking into Tampa for the season funeral. Well, that's why I picked Tampa, by the way, because the worst the Jets could be is 0-2 going into that game. So there's still like some hope to save the season. Look, they got to be 1-1 going to Tampa somehow. I don't know how, whether it's this game or the Bills game, which feels less likely than this one Sunday, but they got to avoid the 0-2 start going to Tampa.
Yeah, I agree with you because I think they're going to get beat up in Tampa. Sorry, everyone who's going to that game. I think that's a bad matchup. And also, too, it's Bulls. You know what will happen with that, Jake. Infuriation with that. But I also think Tampa, it's strange. Like, Tampa's going to be good. So, again, that was what I thought with the schedule, Jake. We talked about this when the schedule was released. Like, getting to Miami at 1-2 in week 4 was very important. Like, if you're 1-2 and then beat Miami in Miami, all right, you know what? You go into London at 2-2, you got yourself a shot, Jake. You got yourself a shot in that scenario.
The luck, man.
3, I should say.
Yeah, I actually I feel better about that Tampa game than I guess you do because I don't know. I don't trust Todd Bowles. I think it could be a classic Todd Bowles letdown spot, but we'll see. I mean, 0-2 is 0-2. You got to try and avoid that.
We need in order for that to happen. Remember, we saw last year Tampa started 2-0 and got eviscerated by the Broncos in week 3 when through the first 2 weeks, Bo Nix looked like he didn't belong in the NFL. So there is history with that, with the Bulls let down early in the season with a good start.
Luppy in the raffle for 5. Guess what? We're doubling it. He's the first to pay it forward. He's in for 10. Joining us right now is a new member of the ESPN family. He's also an
Nobody gives a shit.
Hold on. I'm having some glitches here, Rich.
Oh, that was great. That was perfect. Nobody gives a shit.
Luppy, thank you very much for your service. If you got a membership there from the Lup Man, make sure you thank him. We're giving away a Jets jersey at the end of the show. Juno Rudy, Victor Smith, Skylar Dill, Dylan Barr, and Matt I all receiving a channel membership. If you want in on the show with Jeff, now's the time. Call in, and we'll do some calls here. Mark writes in. He says, got to admit, this is the least excited I've been to start a season. Got a horrible feeling this is going to be another failed season. I mean, the expectations are as low as they've been in a while, and I think the fan morale is as low as it's ever been. Like, people are just not that excited for a new Jet season.
You know, it might not be a bad place to be, though, Jake, because I mentioned this to you when we talked in Vegas a few weeks ago. When's the last time the Jets went into a season without the quote-unquote savior at quarterback was 2017? Let's be real with ourselves.
They were 3-2 that year.
And that was going in. I thought, oh my God, how the hell is this team going to win 3 games? And they were 3-2, like you said. So hey, look, going in with lower expectations may not be a bad thing, but again, this thing could really spiral out of control if they start 0-4. It very easily could be, hey, they're like 1-7 at the bye week, and it's lights out before this thing even started. But that's what we talked about, Jake. I mean, they got a brutal draw until that bye week.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. The Ghost says Tippmann at guard will be exciting to watch. Tippmann, I'm not worried about a guard. Myers was not good last year at center. Any Packer fan I spoke to says that he's just not that good. Like, he's fine for depth purposes. Maybe they could coach him up, and he's playing next to Tippmann and Simpson, and he has familiarity with Fields or whatever. The issue is not even just that, too, Jeff. Here's the thing. You already have one major injury before the games have even been played. What are the odds the 5 guys that are now going to start on Sunday actually all stay healthy? So now the next injury, you're even going further down your depth. And then here comes Newman, here comes Mitchell, here comes guys that we know can't play. And that's when the spiral begins.
Oh, come on. Don't throw Newman into the same category as Mitchell. That's not nice.
Newman's had injury issues too, to be fair.
No, that's the other thing. I mean, Newman missed most of the. That was last year, right? That he missed basically the whole year. All these terrible years merged together at this point, Jake. So, but no, boy, you're right. You're 100% right. I mean, it's always a lot to ask the whole offensive line to stay healthy for the whole season, and now you're already down 1 going to the, and you're down your best one at that too going into the season.
Super chat from Mickey. He cuts the line. Thank you, Mickey. Every member of the O-line is better at pass blocking besides AVT, who's now hurt, and AG decided to build our whole offense around the run. I'll defend Glenn on this. What was the alternative at the quarterback spot? Like, once you sign Fields, that's the best way to utilize what he does really well. There was no other option out there to, I think, have like a legit chance of maybe having your long-term future.
I mean, you really want Russell Wilson as your week 1 starter? Like that was pretty much the alternative, right, Jake? I mean, I wouldn't have wanted that. At least we know what Russell Wilson is at this point in his career. He's completely on the back end. There's no future more than maybe a year. At least with Fields, maybe you get lightning in a bottle. And look, we just saw Sam Darnold revitalize his career. We see Baker Mayfield. I mean, Baker Mayfield's career was over, Jake, until Sean McVay saved him for the last month a few years ago. And then Baker's been amazing in Tampa. Like, you at least have to take your shot. I get it. But again, you take the way this roster's constructed. Oh, it was given to you by the previous regime. Membu was the guy they wanted all along at right tackle. I mean, you're building it the right way with building the offensive line through the draft, Jake, and high draft capital. So I'm with you. I can't really fault the way that AG and Muji have built this thing out. It's just that it's unfortunate that AVT got hurt.
Oscar says AVT's been a good Jet, but his time's over. Next year we have to draft his replacement. I mean, you and I talked about this off air. if AVT is somehow here next year, it's only because he took a 1 year, below market prove it deal. And the Jets are like, we love his character. I mean, they love him. He was literally voted team captain the other day. Yeah, that's it. But like, you're not investing him in long term, obviously. And hopefully Simpson has another good year and you keep him and you could find a guard in the draft and maybe you bring in, AVT back on a 1 year prove it deal. But even then, there's no guarantee they would even do that.
I would look. I mean, there were already discussions that they were going to re-up him. They were going to give him a nice size contract this offseason if he made it through. This is the type of guy who leaves the Jets, learns how to stay healthy, and then is like a Pro Bowler like 4 times with some other team. You know that, Jake. So I would love to see him stay around, but it's hard to justify it at more than if someone goes out and gives him like a 2-year contract at a big number, like you can't justify that when you have so many needs still going into next year, more likely than not, unless, and again, the Jets pop a surprise season, which again, it's week 1. It's a new season. Jets could accidentally go 9-8. Could happen. You never know, Jake.
Daniel Jones had a 9-7-1 season. I mean, things happen in the NFL. It's never the Jets.
Game, Jake. He won a playoff game.
He did. The big fella, he's in the raffle for 5 with this. How many other teams go full depression mode over losing a guard? It sucks we're losing AVT, but the people saying our season's over is ridiculous. We have talent. Stop going full panic mode. If we trust AG, we trust AG. Jeff, your thoughts?
Again, I'm not saying the season is over. I just think this is you cannot get worse timing, and you have a really bad opponent for this to be happening against. That's my concern. Look, as time goes along, the other offensive linemen will get used to playing with each other. All right, no problem. This is almost better off happening in week 1 of the preseason, Jake. So then you would have had a month to get everyone used to playing with each other and so on and so forth. I just think for week 1, it's a mess. Like, just bad timing, bad opponent for this to be happening. And I'm not changing my projection. I'm going to stick with what I had at 9-8, but it just makes the path a lot more narrow because I had them winning this game this week from the time the schedule was announced. And now I'm really wavering because I think this is a really bad timing for this to be happening, Jake.
The pain never ends, baby. It never ends. All right, let's get to a couple of calls here with Jeff. First up today on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is a guy that we will be seeing down in Tampa in a few short weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky NY.
I'm Ricky, New York, and I love to smoke. Florida State, I really love Florida State. Hey, easy Thomas, you know it's from Florida State. At any rate, I call it a smoking debate. Florida State, I really love Florida State. At any rate, thanks for taking my call, Jake.
Ricky!
Hey, how's it going, guys? You know what? You know me, and I'm usually very optimistic. I would like to think that I'm one of the more positive Jet fans all the time, but I have to admit I'm really frustrated with this situation. The timing is terrible. That just sucks. And Jeff said that they were talking about giving AVT a deal. I didn't remember hearing that, but I don't know.
Glenn referenced we'd love to keep him long term.
Yeah, Glenn referenced that in the press conference
right,
in July. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like that old saying. What is it? People in the NFL shouldn't sign glass houses. I might have the wording on that a little bit wrong, but I mean, God, if he misses the majority of or all of the season, I mean, that's 3 out of 4 years. He's had one healthy year, and like I said, I don't want to be the negative fan, but yeah, it feels like early career Mekhi Becton all over again. Just always hurt. Yeah, I'm to the point now where I'm pretty much ready to move on. Yeah, I honestly, I probably wouldn't even give him a 1-year prove it deal because, I mean, the chances of him making it through that 1 year, I would say, are looking kind of long right now, considering his history. But I'm going to stop with the negativity right there. Listen, back when it happened, I remember when you know, the Steelers moved up past us in the draft and took Broderick Jones. Everybody was up in arms. We got screwed by the Patriots. Broderick Jones looks like hot garbage. He looks terrible. Okay, and personally, I think that our front four is going to really really get after Aaron Rodgers. You know what? Early in the year, nobody's playing their best ball. He's learning a new offense. He's trying to get chemistry with a new receiver group. I seriously think we could take advantage of this. You know, unlike last year, Jermaine is back. I think, even though he may have somewhat limited snaps, I expect him to make an impact when he is there. The other thing that everybody kind of looks over last year, talking about the defense falling apart, was no Michael Carter down the stretch. Dude, Michael Carter is one of the better slot corners in this entire league, hands down. And I think having him back will be a big boost to that group. You know what? I still think even with the AVT injury, I still think we have a damn good chance to beat Pittsburgh, and I see no reason why we couldn't be 1-1 coming into Tampa. And although Tampa is a good team, like I just referenced, Michael Carter's a very good corner. Sauce is very good. I think Sauce will do a good job containing Evans, and you know what? I could see Todd Bowles collapse. I think you know what? Coaching may be the difference in that game. Ted said it earlier in the chat. In Tampa, the biggest opponent for probably us is going to be the climate in that game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ricky, they got to get to Tampa first, and avoiding the 0-2 starts the biggest thing. Glenn better have the guys ready to go.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
It's not going to be easy. I think they still could win, though, Sunday, Jeff. I'm not saying it's impossible for them to win. It's less likely now. Let's not pretend like this is not a big deal, but they could still win Sunday. It's not like, oh, they're automatically screwed now. I don't think anyone should be saying that.
No, it just puts a heavier onus on the defense, right? And there was one good point in there from Ricky on the fact that the Steeler offensive line is still not good.
Right.
They have had a ton of issues over the last half decade with that offensive line, and it is still not good. So look at the Jet front four can get pressure without blitzing even. And I know you mentioned, Jake, earlier, like maybe bring some blitzes. The Jet front four should be able to get pressure without blitzing. So you can bring an exotic blitz here and there. I don't think you need to go crazy on that just because of the weakness of that Steeler offensive line. Again, I think this is an ugly ass game. I think this is a low scoring, grinded out, gross football game more likely than not. And you know what? That type of stuff should favor what the Jets' DNA is now.
100%. A couple super chats here. Then, Jeff, I have a bet that I want to run by you that I already placed on FanDuel. I want your opinion on it. Craig M says, takes me from 7 wins to 6, including a loss to Pittsburgh. Look, I get it. I mean, that's where most people have the Jets anyway. So, Ray says, did you see the Alijah Vera-Tucker tweet? Why not leave Tippmann at center, his best position, give Xavier Newman a shot at guard? I think if they felt like that was their best 5, maybe they would. The reason why they don't is the coaches think their best 5 is Myers moves to center, Tippmann's one of the guards.
I can't say it any better myself, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, look, Dew's played in the league. I love Alijah Vera-Tucker, but like you got to trust the Jets coaching staff here. They're there every day. I mean, and plus Tippmann already played guard in the preseason when Simpson was out for a little bit, so he's got familiarity there.
And look, for Alijah, we love Alijah on this program, as we know, everyone. So again, but look, Look, we'll see. We'll see. And again, if Myers really struggles, that's something to keep in your back pocket, Jake. Like, it's going to be on Myers at this point. Like, if he struggles, then you make the change. And you know what? The Jets should not take too long on potentially changing. I know we don't love the shuffling in and out of guys, but if something's not working with the way this schedule is, you got to be crisp and concise with your changes this year if you're going to have to need any.
Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Castro trying to be a positive Jet fan. Big fella's correct. Relax. Fields will do whatever it takes to win.
Wow,
100%.
Peter Castro was like the most positive thing I think I've ever heard him say.
He is. So, Jeff, this has been a thing all offseason. He believes in Glenn. He loves Fields. He thinks the Jets are winning 11 games this year. It's shocking.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to give Peter a round of applause because Peter, I like your faith. But again, we'll see. I really am intrigued to see what Justin Fields ends up being, Jake, because there are a lot of people in betting circles that I'm around that just think he's terrible. And I don't buy that. I think he was in a horrible situation with an organization that's almost as clueless as the Jets in Chicago. And he played genuinely well before they put Russell Wilson into Pittsburgh last year. So I think he can play. It's just a matter of finding the correct coaching and offense for Justin Fields at this point more than anything.
Super chat here from Terry T. Now, Muji has to start hitting on day 3 picks. Yeah, I mean, the good teams in the NFL, they're able to find guys that end up being serviceable starters that are picked on day 2 and day 3 of the draft. So for sure, here's the thing, though. You look at Muji's picks on day 3 this year. I mean, Arian Smith, he's going to have a role right away. We'll see just how big that role is. But the guys from Miami they drafted, they're going to be doing nothing. Man, you'd love to have like a backup interior offensive lineman. You'd feel good about that. You're developing in that pipeline after this AVT injury. So, yeah, I mean, too early to tell on Muji's draft picks. It will take time, but that was one of the issues with Douglas. Outside of like Michael Carter and Sherwood and 0 players on offense, oh, by the way, they just didn't hit on enough guys on day 3 of the draft.
Yeah, well, again, one draft is not going to make a whole career. So let's, it could in a positive light, as we know, but I'm not worried yet. We need more of a sample size.
Black Gypsy, he is in the raffle for 1 by gifting this membership. All right, let's keep going with your calls here before we say goodbye to Jeff. And we are going to try and tap into a higher power here to help the Jets win. Jets Jesus, they call him. He's on the line. He's next. Hello, Jets Jesus.
What's up, fellas? Hopefully you're hanging in there today. Definitely rough news to wake up to. But at the same time, it's our guy getting hurt that always gets hurt. So that is obviously disappointing. But at the same time, if we probably had, polled everybody who was most likely to get hurt, I think AVT would probably be most of our first answers. And thankfully we've got, I'm going to try to go a little positive here and then I'm going to throw a question. But, at least we have coaches and staff that have seemed to prepare better than in the past for this, including, what we've seen with the center controversy or whatever we were calling it in, the last couple of weeks where we've seen Myers playing center and Tittman. And, we know that Tittman can step in and play guard and he's gotten now plenty of reps at guard. So at least he's not coming in cold at that position. So that's good. I know our backups aren't the best, but at least we've got some, and we've got what's his name from, I think from Kansas City is Essa, whatever his name is, that people seem to be quite high on. I know that's down the line a lot, but at least that's somebody that hopefully maybe over a couple of weeks, if need be, could come in and be able to play after being on around the team and the coaches for a while. But the thing that I was thinking that I'm going to throw to you guys is, even without AVT, is this still Justin Fields' best O-line that he's played behind?
I would say yes. I mean, all those lines in Chicago were awful. And I was not a fan of Pittsburgh's offensive line last year. So, yeah, if everyone plays to their potential, yeah, I think it definitely is. The unknown is we don't know what Armand Membu is yet. We assume he's going to be good, but we don't know what he is as an NFL player. All of what Olu did last year was fabulous as a rookie. There's no reason to think he won't be a high-end left tackle if he isn't already one by the end of the year. And it's just a matter of Tippmann sliding over, playing as well as he did in those few games at right guard a few years ago, and Simpson staying healthy. I think the answer is yes, but there's just a little bit unknown that makes it a more tepid yes than a certain yes there, Jets Jesus.
I like the sauce shirt, Jet Jesus. I like the sauce shirt. Well done. I think you nailed it with Membu, right? We assume he's going to be good. He's the 7th pick in the draft, but like I always remember Andrew Thomas sucked as a rookie, and he's one of the best left tackles in the league when he plays, right? So it's like it's scary because there could be that adjustment for Membu. I don't think he'll be bad. He's looked pretty good in the preseason, but like
it could take time. But you're right. Like that's what was so unique about Olu last year. Olu came in and was just awesome from when he started playing last year. Boy, hey, you don't miss Tyron Smith at all, right, Jake?
Oh, I wish Tyron Smith was out there with Aaron Rodgers on Sunday.
God, what a disaster that was. But no, I mean, look, we don't know. Like, and that's kind of the same other thing with AG too. Like, my thought process is, how can it possibly get worse than the calamity that was the last 2 years with Hackett, who could barely tie his own shoes, as calling plays, and an Ulbrich who could not walk and chew gum at the same time, basically blowing up the whole team after Saleh got fired. And then, of course, obviously all the problems that Bob had as head coach. Like, I don't know how it can get worse, but we've never seen Aaron Glenn as a head coach in the NFL. We never seen Engstrand as a play caller for real in the NFL. Like, we don't know. We genuinely don't know, Jake. We only assume that it can get better, but you know what happens when you assume, my friend.
Oh, yeah. You make an Asman out of you and me. Oh, absolutely.
There you go. Perfect.
Johnny Greenballs, the O-line issues is that a government name, Johnny? The O-line issues can all be traced back to JD passing on Wirfs. If we didn't whiff on Becton, AVT not even on our board. Go Jeffs.
I don't agree with that at all, because AVT was selected as a different type of lineman than these guys were. Like, AVT was drafted as an interior lineman. Becton and Wirfs were tackles. I don't agree with that at all, personally.
Yeah, no, I don't think at all. I think all the mistake with Becton, they were chasing that the next several years for sure.
Correct.
But that's not what led to this. Ironically,
I don't think those two are connected. Personally, I think even if, let's say, they picked Tristan Wirfs instead of Becton and they hit on it, I still think they were taking AVT when they took him in the following year. 100%.
They had a huge need, and they were trying to build an O-line up for their rookie quarterback. They used the 2nd pick on the draft that year. Yep. Phantom Green and White is in our Asmaniac raffle for a Jets jersey of his choosing for one. All right, let's do another call here. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is a very polarizing Asmaniac. Ladies and gentlemen, point.
He's pointing. Garrett Box, point at you. Garrett Box, he point at you. Garrett Box, I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Box, I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Garrett Box, point at you. I point.
Yes, indeed. I'm not polarizing. People just don't like the truth.
Well, Dicker the Kicker wrote, a voice of reason. Next comment, Frank P. Oh, God, no. If that's not polarizing, I don't know what is.
Maybe I'm polarizing. All right. I think all the great ones are, though, aren't they? You know? I had a couple of points. First, Jeff, you said the Saints are in quarterback hell. They're in quarterback heaven. They have one of the great ones, one of the all-time greats. I am the biggest Spencer Rattler fan
in the
world.
Oh, boy.
I love me some Spencer. If I was recruiting fighters, I would have signed Spencer Rattler day one, sight unseen. I love Spencer Rattler.
All right. You might be the only one other than Kellen Moore at this point, but that's all right.
But Frankie B is with me too on Spencer Rattler.
Okay. Definitely a guy you want in your corner.
No, I said when Oklahoma went with Caleb Williams over Spencer Rattler, they made a mistake. I said when Spencer Rattler got drafted, I said he's better than Caleb Williams. Right? I love me some Spencer Rattler, and the whole world. Boomtown, write this down. Whatever it is, September 3rd, 5:00, whatever. The whole world is going to owe me an apology on Spencer Rattler a year from now. I promise you that. And Arian Smith, by the way. But a bigger apology on Spencer Rattler. So good. Another question for you. It's sports by the book. Is it mostly football, Domino, or do you cover all sports?
We get them all. We get them all. We're still doing baseball right now too. But again, it's football season, so you know the drill. You know the drill when we get the football season. But we did our whole summer was basically all baseball except for our previews.
Okay, so I gotta ask you a question.
Please.
Crawford, Canelo next week, Vegas.
Yep.
Any thoughts on that?
Yes, the fight should have been 8 years ago, for one. But Canelo, I always hate betting against Canelo in Vegas because of just, you can call them conspiracy theories, you can call them not, but it's always tough to bet against Canelo in Vegas because it always seems like that, except for that one fight that he lost, where there was
even that with the wall fight, he got dominated, and it was 115, 113.
Yeah, I mean, he got crushed in that fight, and like you said, it was close. I just
Nobody gives a shit.
I'm not gonna have a play on that fight. I am probably going to be there at Allegiant Stadium because that again, very few boxing matches at this point to get my attention, and that's one of them. But
Nobody gives a shit.
it's just so hard to bet against Canelo at this point.
This is more for Gary, by the way, not you, Jeff. I'm excited that you're going to that fight. You got a football point, Gary? Besides Spencer Rattler's great.
Yeah, I do. But first, I would say Crawford by decision at plus 200 is a great bet, and just bet the fight to go the distance. Bet
going the distance is fine. Yeah, 100%.
For sure. And then Crawford by decision at plus 210 is a sexy bet. All right, I did have a football point about the Jets. It's more just heartbreak. It's like I woke up this morning. I got a text from Alan saying AVT was lost for the season. Like, this is trolling. He isn't actually lost for the season. And then he is. It's like, Jake, like, this is like a horror movie. Like, I'm not even the biggest AVT fan. Like, he's pretty good. He's our best run blocker, probably on a pretty good. And now our offensive line has a massive hole in it. And like the whole offseason, I've been believing we're gonna win because of our offensive line. And I know people are gonna say, well, it's just a guard, injuries happen. But it's crucial to us. You know what I'm saying? It's crucial to us. Now,
other teams can handle it better because they have maybe an offense that's led by a prolific quarterback. The Chargers can handle probably losing Rashawn Slater better than the Jets are going to be able to handle losing AVT, for example, because that's how they're built.
It's like a gut punch. We didn't even get to week one once. We even get to week one yet. This is like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, it was like when Leonard got hurt. It was Leonard or McGraw that got hurt in 2010 in practice, and he missed the rest of the season. I don't remember. But it's like, it's something always, like, really, like, we didn't even get to week one, and our line is already screwed up. Allen and Taylor in my fantasy draft in rounds 11 and 12. What are your thoughts on that?
All I heard was around 11 and 12. He kind of cut out there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I took Taylor and Braylon Allen. It was the where it snakes around. I took those.
Look, I have no idea what to expect out of Mason Taylor right away. But again, the tight end is going to have to play a big role in this offense.
It's PPR. It's half a point for PPR.
Yeah, and look, I mean, Braylon Allen looked awesome this preseason. It's just going to be a matter of getting enough reps as a good backup piece. Sure, why not? But I'm also a terrible fantasy football player, so you don't really want to ask me.
I had the Jets at about 9 wins. I really thought 9 and 8 was on the table. I don't feel that way anymore. Am I making too big of a deal of this? And is this going to move the line in Vegas on the over-under on the Jets?
No, it won't move it. Won't move anything. Didn't even move it won't move the line for this weekend. It's still 2.5 or 3, depending on the books at where you're at. It's not going to move it. Offensive lineman, because as good as AVT is, AVT is not going to be valued like if Olu was out this week, that would be valued a lot more than AVT being out. So it's not going to move anything. The Jets have settled in at 6 or 5.5 on a win total for the year. Settled in at Pittsburgh 2.5 or 3, depending on where you're at.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Thank you, Gary, for what that was. Let's see. Ethan got you down in the raffle for 1. Thank you for supporting the show. Matt P says, I recommend anyone listen to Gary's pointing song at 1.5 speed. It's like a techno song. Matt,
That was good.
I'll take that under consideration. All right, a few calls left with Jeff. Let's say hello to man with the Jets tattoo. This is Carl who's next. Hello, Carl.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, listen, I think Aaron Glenn, we got to look at this a little bit differently. He's been preparing for something like this all preseason. When he had Pittman and the other guy flip-flopping at center, everybody was saying, oh, what are they doing that for? Pittman's the center. I think he did a smart thing by doing that, because now he prepared himself more than just having Pittman at center, every play, every game, every practice. And then Myers would have had to come in cold, even though, he has played center. He wouldn't have played together at center with the rest of the offensive line. So I think you have to give AG a little bit of credit for what he did there. And another thing, I was listening to Dylan Pierman this morning, and he brought up a good point. He believes they should use Newman at guard. And the reason he said that is because what if Myers or Pittman get hurt? And I thought that was a pretty good point. You could put Newman in there and see what he can do, because what if Pittman goes down at guard? What if Myers goes down at center? Then what do you do?
Carl, appreciate your audio was a little choppy there with the headphones.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just piggyback there real quick, Jake. I think he may be onto something with the Aaron Glenn preparing for the worst with knowing AVT's injury history. But again, I don't love the idea. Like, you want your best 5 linemen out there here in week 1. And I like Xavier Newman as a backup piece. But if he's in your first 5 week 1, you got a huge problem. I'm sorry. Like, I'd rather move Tippmann over to right guard and Myers at center. And if Myers, God forbid, gets hurt, you just slide Tippmann over and you put Newman in right guard and you go from there.
Also, Tippmann was playing left guard. He wasn't playing right guard. Glenn wasn't preparing for that. It was, Simpson's hurt.
Right.
Let's play our best 5 out there. And we know Tippmann has guard availability. He's done it before. And there are some people who think Tippmann might be a better guard than center. I'm not worried about Tippmann in for AVT. I think Myers is a real problem at center. I don't think he's very good. So we're gonna have to deal with that.
So we'll see.
All right, we'll do one more call with you, Jeff.
Yep.
Open phone lines for anyone who wants in on the conversation. This man was referenced earlier in the show. For the first time today, we shall unleash the beast. Beast.
You see the sign of the hand?
No, I can't, because your name, which just spews nonsense every time, which I will go and delete each time for the rest of eternity, covers everything.
You don't want none of this.
Oh, I do. I want all of it.
Yeah? Hey,
Yeah, get out of bed.
Listen, Allie.
Get out of bed.
I got more nuts than
Get
you.
out of bed.
Hey,
Get your fat ass out of that bed.
Come on, get your soap.
Get out of bed.
Yeah?
Get up.
Come get your soap.
Get up. There's 500 people watching. You're embarrassing us.
Yeah? Yeah? You can't be any more than... Oh, shit.
Get up. Let's go.
You want to see what Rodgers will get first?
Yes.
The first minute he gets that ball, first thing he's gonna see this right in the eye. Bye. Right in the ground, pin cushion city. Another example, number 2, dive formation. He's gonna get this. Right on the ground, right flat on his back like a pancake, baby. No, I'm not gonna waste my time on other shit that doesn't make any sense.
Great insight there from Beast, huh?
I mean, I've heard of a tackling dummy before, but not a tackling pillow. That was impressive. That was impressive from Beast.
Do you think if Quinnen did that to Rodgers, he'd be flagged for a personal foul?
Well, I will tell you, though, We got the ref assignments already for this.
Oh, who'd we get?
We got Bill Vinovich, which is spectacular. That's a crew historically that does not throw flags, which is good.
Okay.
Which is good.
All right.
I got time for one more if we got anyone, Jake.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if you've ever taken a call from this guy before, but he's become quite the lightning rod in the community, and I think he's going to place very high in the seeding for this year's As Maniac Madness tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take a chill pill, aka a Cho pill. Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro.
Big Cho. Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in. Big Cho. I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles. We're talking about Big Cho. My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands early. Came home just chilling. Big Cho. Jake.
Joe.
What's going on with you?
Chilling.
That's all you need to do, man. Chill out until game time. What'd I miss?
Well, you called in, Big Cho, so it's on you, no?
No, I just hooked up the stream. I'm asking you, what I missed anything important?
Well, AVT's out for the season.
Who?
Alijah Vera-Tucker.
What happened?
He injured himself.
Well, I figured that much, but I mean, can you give me more detail?
Torn tricep.
How in the hell that happened?
Now, Big Cho, when you joined the show, you didn't see the title being reacting to reports on Jets' next move after AVT injury?
No, I didn't see it, to be honest.
So how did you find the show today?
I just go to YouTube and look for your thing, and it says live, and I click on it. I don't even read the headline.
What about the thumbnail? You didn't notice that in both my videos today, it features AVT on both?
I didn't see it. All I saw was you and who's with you, Jeff?
Jeff, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I saw was you two guys talking, and then you brought in a couple guests, and that's all I saw. I didn't see anything.
Well, now that you've seen it all, Big Cho, what are your thoughts on AVT?
What are we going to do next?
They're canceling the Jet season, actually.
Let's hope not. Did it affect the line at all?
It did not.
Okay. What's it down to 2.5?
Yes.
Now, do you bet any?
I bet my mortgage on this game.
Oh God! You need a place to live after this?
I'm moving in with you.
Yeah, I got an extra bedroom. My daughter's at wait. You can come and stay.
I would love nothing more, Big Joe.
You get the fuck out.
Now, Jeff, I know you got to run, so I'll get back to Big Joe in a moment here, but I appreciate you hopping on. And you said you'd give us a pick at the end. So
yeah, I'm gonna stick to my guns from the whole offseason. I picked the Jets when the schedule was released in May. I will stick with it, even though my confidence is waned just because of the timing of this injury more so than anything. But this will be the battle of the field goal kickers. And finally, the Jets have a kicker we can rely on again. Hello, Nick Folk. He hits the winner as time expires. The Jets win 1960.
How about a 2013 like season opener? Geno's first game. They beat the Bucks and Darrelle Revis. We're going to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers on a Nick Folk last second kick.
Who's going to play the role of Levante David though and get the late hit out of bounds to get him in field goal range?
TJ Watt will do the honors.
Oh, that would be something else if that happened.
With his brother on the call.
Yeah, I totally forgot that JJ's with Ian this year. That's right. Oh, that would be interesting. JJ on a TJ game, but we know Ian is the best in the business, as we know, my friend.
Love Ian. By the way,
looking forward to that.
Real quick, because I know you got to run. I forgot to mention the bet. Breece Hall over 18.5 receiving yards. I placed it the other day at FanDuel. I feel good about that. Your thoughts?
Just get one big catch for 20, and that can be that, right?
That's it.
one screen pass for 20 yards, and you can relax the rest of the day. So I'll be good. Be good.
Jeff, you're the man. I'll talk to you soon. Looking forward to having you on all season.
Every Wednesday, my friend. Always looking forward to it, as Maniacs. Salute. Best of luck this weekend to everybody out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Parles, Sports by the Book host, live from Vegas. Year 3 of Jeff being a weekly on the show. All right, hit the like button if you're tuning in. Hey, shout out to Phenom. He joins our raffle. He's in for one. For those who missed it, here are the weekly prizes this week that Phenom has now entered for a chance to win. Joe Namath signed jersey, Weeb Eubank signed helmet, Sauce Gardner signed jersey, Kevin Mawai signed jersey. End of the show today. We're giving away a jersey of your choosing. Try and make someone's day a little better following this AVT injury. Shout out to Johnny Greenballs for this super chat here. Is that Canadian dollar or is that the euro? I don't know. Anthony with a super chat. Hey, Jake, thanks for all the great content. Charles and Gary are my top 2 most entertaining callers. Anthony, thank you for watching the show. You've been a channel member for 11 months. That's awesome. Gary, your thoughts on Anthony saying you're in his top 2 of most entertaining callers? Gary, excellent call. We couldn't hear you because your mic was muted. Thank you for that one. Let's see if Gary could actually turn on the mic. Gary?
Yes, it works better when you turn it on. To be top 2 with Chaz, that's rare air right there. I'll take it. That's an honor, and I appreciate that. Shout out to, what was his name? I forgot his name.
Anthony.
Anthony. Shout out to Anthony. Excellent caller. Excellent chatter, Anthony. Shout out to you.
Gary in the top 2 with this guy. On that note, let's get back to your calls. Big Cho is chilling. Big Cho, how are you?
What's up, Jake?
Chilling.
So, what's your plans for Sunday? You tailgating and then going to the game, or what?
Neither. I'm working.
What are you doing? Oh, that's right. You're doing some pregame thing. Didn't you say that?
I did.
I remember that when I was listening to you on ESPN, you had mentioned about you doing a pregame. What time is your pregame?
You mean I'm doing a radio show?
Yeah, but you're doing the pregame radio show, right?
Well, it is before the game, so I guess it would be a pregame.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't you call it that?
No, we don't call it that.
Oh. Makes sense, though, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yes, before the game, pregame.
Yeah, but at what point wouldn't this be a pregame too?
No, because the game's not being played today.
But it's before the game.
Huh?
But it's before the game.
Yeah, but it's not the day of the game.
I see. So by your rules of pregame, it has to be on the day the game is played.
Correct. Because then if it wasn't that way, you could have pregame in May.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm actually pre-gaming the Jets' future Super Bowl appearance. We just don't know when it is.
Next year, if we host the Thursday night game, you know what that means, don't you?
What does that mean?
That means you won the Super Bowl.
If the Jets host the inaugural game, you're saying, to kick off the year.
That's correct.
I see.
All the Super Bowl champs opened up Thursday night for several years now.
I think it's more than several.
Yeah, well, how many other years? I don't know.
A lot of years.
Yeah, so I'm saying, how about we host it next year?
Now, how about the post game? Like, how long does that extend to? Hungry Hippo wants to know.
Post game?
Yeah.
I would say maybe about an hour. No more than 2.
An hour? I go live for like 3 hours after Jet games.
Well, then why'd you ask me?
Because you seem to be the arbiter of what's a pregame and what's not.
No, you asked me about a post game.
Right. But I asked you about pregame before that. Do you not remember that?
Yeah. I told you pregame's before the game actually kicks off.
Okay.
So you're doing a pregame on Sunday.
I'm doing a radio show before the games begin on Sunday. It's with Mike Tannenbaum. Do you know who that is?
I've heard his name.
He used to be the GM of the team you root for.
Yeah. Easy come, easy go.
Hey, Big Joe, I'm getting a call. I need you to host the show. Georgie did write in, though, so you guys don't see why this guy's a chump.
Who? Who? Jake, who'd you say? Jake. I was wondering why Georgie doesn't ever call. Why don't you ever call, Georgie? You like to call people names, but you don't like to call so we can see you. Georgie, I'm calling you out. I can't see the screen, so I'm calling you out. Everybody in the chat, call out Georgie to call in. I want to see him. Jake. All right, everybody in the chat, put down the score of the game on Sunday. Jets, Steelers, what's your final score?
Mike! Mr. Cho, how are you?
Beast.
¿Qué pasó? How are you feeling, Migo?
My back still bothers me some. Same with my neck.
Ooh, that's bad. You have ice?
I'm icing my neck as we speak.
Good. Okay, then you know what you're also gonna need? Go to a store, see if they have ice packs for the lower back, and you're gonna need it also when you lay down on a bed. You have a bed that you can lay on.
That's correct.
Do one of these. Put 2 or 3 ice packs on the back, like 2 at the bottom, 1 in the middle, and then just lay straight for about 30 minutes. It's going to sting a bit if you freeze it, but it's going to help that back a little better. That's how I had to do mine. I had to just lay like this, straight, like this. You see how I'm doing it? Straight.
Right.
Just lay straight. It sucks, but it's going to work. I will say it one more time. Jets 23, Pittsburgh 3. They're not getting any further. They're not going to go any further. They're done. They have no team, no franchise, 0. 0, 0, 0. Nobody. What do you see?
I like that score. I like that score, 23-3.
That's an easy TKO knockout. Boom. But what are you going to be cooking for the Jets Steelers game there, Mr. Cho?
I'm not sure yet.
Well, I already know what I'm cooking. A fresh Sicilian pizza, but we're stripping it. We're stripping the whole thing from top to bottom. I want it done professionalized. I already got sauce. I already got cheese. I'm going full blast, full attack. Like any other man would do. Let me just run it by you. I'm a 16-year pro when it comes to cooking. But when we win this first Jets game, we're going to look back and just think, okay, everybody's like going, much better. But when we go to Buffalo, we're going to have to really worry about knocking their teeth out because Buffalo, have you seen Buffalo play before?
I have.
How do they look to you?
They're pretty damn good, to be honest.
Yeah, well, they're creepy little bastards. That's
All right, I'm back. That was scintillating, huh? A couple super chats here. Cheeseman says pizza with meatballs, ? Don't question Beats. He just said he's a 16-year cooking professional. Spencer Green wants to know, I need help. Can we ask Cho/Beast the best way to get my dog to take a heartworm pill? Beast, what do you say?
Heartworm pill? take them for a long walk, at least half an hour to 45 minutes before game time. Not that hard to do. Come on, it's easy as taking a shit. Ding, ding. I am not a meatball.
There you go, Spencer. Don't say I don't love you. All right, more of your calls right now on the Gusbuster hotline is Purple Belt Mike.
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Mike, are you there? Scintillating call from Mike. Big Cho, how we doing?
Good. Hey, he should use some peanut butter in the heartworm pill.
You think that's the key?
Yep, peanut butter. He used
Got
to
it.
work on my dog all the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Big Cho, and now we say hello to...
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hi, Jake.
Whoa, David T not calling from his usual residency. What's happening here?
Well, can you hear me okay? Because it's kind of loud. As we speak, I am on a bus in Pennsylvania heading towards my old hometown. I'm on vacation this week, and I'm going to be visiting family and friends. And one of the highlights of the week, my longtime buddy that I know for many, many years, on Sunday, we're going out to a place, it's a nice place, and we are going to watch the Jets to victory.
I love it, David T. I love it. Let's hope that you get to see a victory.
Yeah, I heard some of your people predicting the scores, and it's like we're predicting the score, but it doesn't matter what the score is at the end if they just can eke out a victory somehow.
Need a W, David T. Need a W.
Yeah, I think, man, that would just set the tone. If we could just win, Jake, that would just set the tone for the whole season and the whole future of the Jets.
Do you believe that the Jet defense will play well?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. I'm intrigued. I think after work last night, I was listening to the show, and I think you were talking about a combination. It's going to be maybe different from, or it will be different from Salah's defense and Wilkes, as a coach, and Coach Glenn, and it might be a collaboration of their philosophies, or maybe Glenn will have the dominant final say or whatever. But I really believe the defense is going to play well.
I think they'll have a chance if that happens. Now, before I let you go, David, can we make sure your eyes are still under the sunglasses?
Here we go.
Yeah.
I got my eye on you. Checkmate me full screen. It's fireball whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
What a great call by David T. I got gas right now.
Open phone lines for anyone who wants in. Let's see if we actually could see PBM this time. Hello, Mike.
Hey, you got me now or no?
I got you.
Before I crash out for a second, so the heartworm question. So my dog is a pain in the ass with everything. So this is what we do when it works. We got 2 sharp cheeses, sharp cheddar, and provolone, and we wrap the heartworm in the cheddar, and then we give her a small piece of the provolone followed by a small piece of the cheddar, and we break it up like that. It's a bitch. Takes like 10 minutes to go through a pill, but it's the only way that we get it done. So if you're having trouble try that because that's the only way that we got it to work with our dog. As far as crashing out, I can fucking believe this, but I can't at the same time. It's every year. There's a debilitating injury this year. Again with AVT. I can't see us overcoming it in the fact that our season is going to matter by Halloween. I'm tired of Halloween happening and the season's over. And unfortunately, it looks like it will be. So, I don't know. Hopefully they can figure it out. I have a bone to pick with somebody, though, that I got to let out here. So I've been sitting on this for like 2 days, but now I'm really pissed off. I'm calling it out. So, man with the Jets tattoo. Why aren't you just Carl with a Jets tattoo? You have to be man with Jets tattoo, Carl. That doesn't make any sense. And then to top it off, that doesn't make any sense, is you let 45,000 people know that you're in witness protection. The DOJ would remove that if you actually were in witness protection. So stop talking shit and saying shit that you don't know. Because it's pissing me off, and I'm pissed off about AVT. I'm not dealing with any more fucking bullshit.
Wow. I was not expecting you to go after man with a Jets tattoo, Carl.
Yeah, it just bothered me. Like, dude, you're not in witness protection. If you were, you get removed because you can't tell people that, let alone 45,000 people on YouTube. Come on.
Well, to
dude.
be fair, I have almost 42,000 subscribers, but not all of them watch every show. Most don't, in fact.
You can't tell one stranger. So if there's 500 people watching, what are we talking about here?
Now, is this something that you and man with a Jets tattoo, Carl, could work out? Do you think there's any path for a friendship to be formed here, or is it over?
No, I really don't care. Whatever. I'm just pissed off. This whole fucking thing is making me mad. And that's one thing that made me mad for a second. And then reminded me when he called.
Good question here from Oscar. Does that mean that Beast isn't a police officer either?
Beast is not a police officer. No.
Now, Beast would deny those claims.
Beast also says he's 260 pounds and then 240 pounds. And the next day he's 265. He says a lot of things. But
he broke Roger Maris's home run record as well. That's my favorite.
Yeah. He's also the governor of New York City.
Is he a meatball, though?
No, I actually don't think he's a meatball.
I am not a meatball. I'm nobody's goddamn meatball. I might look bad, I look meaner, but I'm a lot smarter and I'm a lot wiser. See, I actually got my ASS together. And come Sunday, we will succeed. All we gotta do is shut up, win, and drive. It's like putting a key in the car ignition and putting the foot on the gas and driving.
Pretty good points there, though. You have to admit.
Excellent points. You know, it makes me laugh when he's on, and kind of need that because I'm just so angry. This team is just so makes me so fucking mad. God damn it.
Mike, hang in there. Don't worry. I can tell you it's going to get better, but it never does. So we'll just sit here and we'll laugh about it. Because if we don't laugh, we'll cry. I mean, here's the thing, right? Even for Jet standards, this is still insane. Like, yes, AVT's been incredibly injury prone. We understand that. But this didn't happen in a joint practice. This didn't happen in a preseason game, right? This didn't happen at the beginning of training camp. This happened on a Tuesday in individual drills before week 1. Like that is astonishing. It's amazing, man. I don't know. I think it's a huge blow. I do. I think they're still capable of winning Sunday, but their ceiling for what they could be, I think, is damaged. Like, I think their offensive line, they still could be a decent O-line. I think they could have been a great O-line with AVT. We'll see, man. I mean, we haven't seen what good coaching looks like in a long time, so I think we forget how impactful that could be. We'll find out pretty early if this team is properly coached or not, because they got to avoid a dreadful, 0-4 start, 0-3, 0-2 going to Tampa. Like, they got to avoid it. We'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, more calls here. Last chance to get in on our raffle for today. We are very light on memberships this show. We're only at 9. So you have a great chance to win a Jets jersey today if you want in on the raffle. Let's say hello to the Lup Man who's next on the show. What's up, Luppy?
Hey, how you doing, Jake?
There's better, Lumpy, you know.
Yeah, I know. We've all been better. But let me just. This is not the only injury that's going to happen in the NFL. It's not the only injury that's going to be significant. You know what I'm saying? Our defense is the one that needs to carry us. Is always going to carry us. It's going to be that ground and pound mentality. Yes, and we can't do what we were going to do. We can still have a defensive tone to a game. The defense can set the tone. Aaron Glenn is a defensive coach. So we got to go out there and smack Aaron Rodgers in the mouth, and we got to make our statement, and that's what we need to do. Yes, I know we can't run the ball as good as or better without AVT, but listen, all good teams, anybody who's going to have a great coaching staff, anybody that we're looking for to be, will overcome an injury like this. Okay, it's an offensive lineman. I understand. And I understand that's our identity. But what you got to understand is you got to impose your will, whoever's there. Okay? If the talent outweighs what we're doing, I'll be happy with that. All right? I'm not going to be happy with the mistakes. I'm not going to be happy with us making stupid errors. I'm not going to be happy with coaching losing the game. And I think we have a good shot to compete every single week with the coaching staff that we think they are. And like I said, the defense should carry the day. And that's who we are as a Jet fan. Look at the 80s, right? Sack exchange, right? They were great. Look at the Rex Ryans. The defense carried us, right? The defense has to inspire us. The defense will inspire us. Turnovers, win the game. And that's what I got to talk about, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lup Man trying to inspire the troops. I love it, Lumpy. I love it. That's the mentality that the team has to have, that Glenn has to have. We as fans, though, like, I get it. I get why this fan base is down in the dumps. We could sulk a little bit. A couple super chats and memberships to shout out. Johnny Greenballs checks in. Beast looks like Salacious B. Crumb if he ate Jabba the Hutt. Okay. Call it out in the raffle for one by gifting a channel membership. Thank you very much. Call it out. And a shout out to Black Gypsy, who also has gifted another channel membership. Appreciate that. Cheeseman in the raffle for 5 with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Cheeseman. It's all going to be okay, guys. We survived worse. Remember who our offensive line coach was under Saleh. Test for the coaching staff. Let's see if they have an answer. I get that. It's tough. It's a tough injury. Tough team to have this injury against. You know? Look, if the Jets season is over because they lost a right guard, then yeah, they got way bigger problems, but it hurts. This hurts like it shortens it, or I guess it decreases your margin for error. Like it's that much harder now to consistently be a really good offensive team, I believe, because I think that's how valuable. It's a testament to how good of a player AVT is when he plays. We saw what happened when he got hurt in the Denver game in 2022. When he's at his best and Brees was doing what he was doing, like he's moving guys in the run game. Go put on the film from the Giants game. He was having a great camp. Connor Rogers, I said this on the first show today. I really like Connor a lot. I think he's outstanding at what he does. I love him on SNY for pre and post. He said AVT was his pick for Jets offensive MVP or Jets team MVP this year, right? A guard. That's how good he thought AVT was going to be this year in a contract season. A year now removed from that Achilles. He did play in 15 of the 17 games last year. So it sucks, man. I'm not saying it's doom and gloom. Season's over. I didn't have very high hopes for the season to begin with. I'm at 6 or 7 wins right now. Probably leaning, to be honest, I'm probably at 6 now. I was going to get to 7, I think, by Friday. I think I'm at 6 now. But you still want to hope that it could be better than that, and this hurts your hope. Andrew says, Jake can't make this up. AVT can Beast play O-line? Someone asked that earlier. Beast did give us some pass blocking sets. I think the chat was pretty split on it, so I'm not sure. Beast, real quick, can you give us another pass rush or pass blocking set?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to really put Pittsburgh down and lock them in place, and their defense wants to play dirty, this is what
you got to block. You got to block. We need Fields to have some time here.
You got to keep your hands like this. Don't grab the face mask because that will be a 15-yard penalty. Just keep your hands like this and keep them like this. Don't grab on his face mask. Just keep him like this, and then once Fields gets in a good position, just keep him like this, and then once the play stops, stop. Automatically stop.
Hey, I'm gonna say set hike, and then the rush is coming. You got to block him. All right, you got to block TJ Watt. You ready?
Go.
Set hike.
I am not a meatball.
Look, I would take him over Max Mitchell for what it's worth. Ralphie in the house. Next man up mentality. Problem is our depth sucks. Well, the depth is now being used right away, and that's my fear, right? You're using Myers now and Tippmann sliding over. What are the odds the 5 guys out there now all stay healthy, right? That's the concern. Daz checks in. AVT is a tough loss, but we are currently not on a losing record, so smile. Yes, the Jets are still undefeated, just like the Eagles and Chiefs are too. Oh, yeah, and BB666 needs to apologize for what he said about King Charles yesterday. He is more man than that puny man will ever be. Such a fraud. Strong. Luppy gifting a membership. If you got it from him, thank him. He's in the raffle for 1. Appreciate that, Luppy. Let's say hello to Papa Jet, who's up next on the show this afternoon. Hey, Papa.
Hey, Jake, how you doing?
You know, Papa. You know.
I know. I don't have much. It does suck, but what Ralphie said, it is. I know it's so cliche, but it is next man up. I know it sucks to happen this early, and unfortunately, this ain't going to be the last injury. I don't know. I'm still having high hopes. I'm excited, and let's just see. Maybe somebody coming up there will surprise us. I know running backs are different, but when San Fran lost McCaffrey, who was the guy? Mason came in and kicked ass for about 8-9 games until he got hurt, and then the next guy came in and did good. I know it's different than offensive line, but I'm a glass is half full, not half empty. And speaking of that, Jake, honor of David T. I got 14 ounces of Fireball in a glass of ice. And it's a lot of damn Fireball, I'll tell you that. He's a better man than I am.
Oh, man. Papa, I like what you're trying to do. I like the positivity. It's just this fan base has been through a lot. So
I know.
Most people are down in the dumps, and I get it.
I know. I've seen it all, but let's keep the hope up until there ain't no hope, But Jake, how many for the Carolina game? Do we have a good turnout coming?
75 plus.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's a good turnout. It'd be good to meet some people,
It's going to be fun. It always is. The problem is typically the events are always good until the game starts. Now, last year, to be fair, they did beat the Texans for our group outing, which was awesome. But we'll see. Hopefully that game matters, right? Hopefully the Jets are ready to go. That's after they play in London. So I think it's week 8, Carolina. So they got to be ready to go.
Okay. Well, thanks, Jake. It's Mama Jet's birthday today, so I got to do something here. I got to figure something out. So, but are you good? You need a song or a joke or anything? Or are you good for now?
I'm good, Papa. Thank you. Happy birthday to Mama Jet.
I'll tell her. Thanks, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, Papa Jet 73 checking in. Open phone lines if you want in. The Lup Man, I think I shouted him out. I don't know if I did, but if I didn't, here you go, Luppy. Thank you. And then Ethan has also gifted a membership. He's in the raffle for 1. All right. If you missed this earlier, this was Connor Hughes on SNY talking about AVT.
Well, the offensive line was believed to be the Jets' biggest strength heading into the 2025 season, in large part because of the sheer number of resources they've invested in the big men up front. On Tuesday, though, they were dealt a major blow. Alijah Vera-Tucker, their starting guard, a player this team believes has all-pro, Pro Bowl potential, suffered a significant injury. Sources confirmed to SNY as first reported by The Athletic's Diana Rossini. This is an injury that could keep him out a large portion of the 2025 season, if not all of it. This is a major blow. This is significant. This calls into question everything the Jets are trying to do on offense because they want to be a ground and pound team led by their run game of Braylon Allen and Breece Hall. And losing a player of Vera-Tucker's caliber, it's hard to just mask that. But if there is a silver lining to this, it's that the Jets have dealt with injuries to the guard position already. And Camp John Simpson, their starter on the other side, he missed a chunk of time, and the Jets countered that by moving Joe Tippmann from center to guard and Josh Myers into center. The group wasn't as overall talented because before that, Tippmann was probably the weakest link. Now he's not the weakest link. Myers is the it's not as talented as when Vera-Tucker's out there or when Simpson's out there when the Jets are in full strength. But they've dealt with this before. That's probably what I assume the Jets are going to do with here moving into the game against the Steelers. Max Mitchell, player who has positional flexibility to be a tackle or guard, could also step in there. Xavier Newman's another name. But if the Jets do go the Tippmann guard, Myers center route, well, it's a grouping that's spent some time together, so at least there's some cohesiveness there going into the opener.
Comments, questions, super chats. Someone just sent me this on Reddit. I got to put this on the show. This is hilarious. So I guess on the Jets Reddit, someone wrote, Beast and Jake Asman are basically co-hosts at this point, to which someone responded, if Jake knew what was good for him, he'd stop featuring that moron. It's basically unlistenable the second he starts talking. Then Tony writes in, put the Jake Asman show on once, absolutely unlistenable / unwatchable, was like 95% fluff, and the rest of the 5% was annoying takes. And then this is the best comment here. Wilson Enthusiast writes in, I tried again for this year last week, and it was legit some caller arguing about how the moon landing was a hoax with everyone who called in. I tapped out for good this time. Perfect. Shout out to Jets Reddit. It's funny. The people who complain about the show, right? Find me the person that is giving you year-round at least an hour on each shows I do, right? I do 4 hours a day. At least the first hour of both those shows are almost exclusively Jets talk before the callers take us in wild directions. But someone sent me this, and that's so funny about imagine being some guy. This guy's giving my show a chance for the first time. He claims this last year. And his reintroduction to the show is Gary being Gary, arguing about the moon landing. Amazing. Hey, shout out to you, Jets Reddit. If anyone here in the chat is a regular Reddit user, you got to defend the Asmaniac community. Come on now. More calls. Dave from New Brunswick is up next. What's up, Dave?
Hey, Jay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. So, as horrible news as this is, it's kind of making me think, we are kind of lucky this did happen. Not to say we are lucky, but we are lucky this did happen at the beginning of the season because, now we can kind of see what kind of GM Darren Muji will be, like making moves to kind of go about this. Because my biggest stressor would be that it kind of knocks everyone up a peg. And so, we are talking about the Xavier Newmans and Max Mitchells of the world. And so do you think, for example, I know Alijah Vera-Tucker was slotted to get a big extension payday. Do you think instead maybe we trade for, or I don't know if we have to trade or sign, but, put a big contract for someone like Trey Smith from the Chiefs? Or do you think we kind of just roll with the punches for this year?
I don't think they make any real trades or anything, Dave. I think they're going to basically do what we known they were going to do when Simpson was hurt, right? Slide Tippmann over to one of the guard spots. Myers has played center in the league for a while. He's played with Fields at Ohio State. Hope he could be competent at that position. Have good coaching, good play calling, scheme around. Clearly downgrading overall without AVT on your line. I don't think there's like a big move out there. I certainly don't think Smith is going to be a Jet. They're not going to trade him. So that's not going to happen. Muji really can't do much. What he can do is hopefully extend John Simpson and hopefully got it right with Membu, right? Because if Membu's awesome, then guess what? That will certainly help if you have a bookend right tackle to go with Olu, who I do think is really good already at left tackle.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it does suck because, I was really hoping we could extend Vera-Tucker, but, with this news, it doesn't really look like it's a great option. So, sucks for him, sucks for us, and thank you for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave from New Brunswick. Appreciate you, Dave. Let's say hi to Mike Drop, who's next. Hey, Mike.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Vera-Tucker news sucks. Like everybody's kind of saying, it's good now. Hopefully we have some cohesion since the preseason issue, and would be terrible. And I was hoping, I guess the injury report came out today and he wasn't on it. So that's good news because I think there was rumblings last week that he may be out. Well, there was rumblings last week he may be out or maybe severely injured is what I heard.
he practiced
so
yesterday, though.
So, which is good. So we got, three-fourths of the line.
Uh-oh.
Anyways.
Mike, your internet was getting the best of you. John Simpson practiced yesterday, so he's healthy. It's funny, though. Not even funny. It's just typical Jet cruel BS. You remember we spent some time last Friday talking about the theory that, Glenn's not announcing a center because maybe Simpson's more hurt than we realize. Right? Simpson had the back injury, then he returned, then he missed more practice. Oh, is he out with something? Don't announce who the center is because the plan is, just like we saw in the preseason, Tippmann's going to play left guard. Well, no, Simpson's now healthy, and AVT suffers a season-ending injury during individual drills at practice yesterday. I mean, you can't make it up. We got Mike Drop back with us. Mike, you hear me?
I'm back. Yeah, I hear you. My bad. The alarm throws the whole thing off, man. Internet and technology together, it's wonderful. But yeah, so Simpson's back. He's not on the injury report. Good news for the day to go along with the bad news. But we do have, 2 first round picks at tackle. We brought Simpson in. He was great last year. Brought the tenacity that we like. Tippmann seemed competent at guard. And hopefully Myers works out. My biggest concern for the line this whole season was Tippmann going in with the yips he had last year. There were some reports of that early in preseason, I think, as well. So it may be a blessing in disguise. Maybe Myers will be the weak link, but the weak link would be somebody who can get covered up by some good players around him. Having one weak link on the line, I think, is okay. I think most NFL teams have a weak offensive lineman. They don't have 5 first-round picks or first and second-round picks on their offensive line. So hopefully we can cover up and everything will be okay. I think everything will be okay. We're all reacting, right? It's the hysteria of getting the news today. But I think we'll be okay. I still think we'll be able to run the ball, and hopefully everything works out. So I'm a pickup. I appreciate the call. Thanks, Jake.
Mike, thank you. Let's hope they're coached well, right? Because to your point, not every team has 5 first-round picks on their O-line. Guys got to be like the Jets had the worst coaching in the league, arguably, at the offensive line spot. Let's see what they look like now. Oh, Dave, that was your first call? I had no idea. You should have said something, Dave. Good job, man. Dave from New Brunswick. Guess what? First-time callers get 2 raffle tickets. So good luck. You got a chance to win a jersey at the end of the show and our prizes next week. He says he's been listening since Zach Wilson's rookie season and just learned how to call. And that was my first season doing Jets content. Like every day. I started posting Jets specific content when Saleh was hired. And then that kind of evolved into a live show. We've been doing it ever since. This is my 5th season now doing daily Jets stuff. I do this as a part-time thing when I had a full-time job doing afternoon radio on ESPN Houston. Now I work for ESPN New York and Mad Dog on Sirius, and that's part-time. This is full-time, so be nice to have a winning season for once, huh? 9-8. Well, good call there, Dave from New Brunswick. Appreciate you. Last chance to get in. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Let's see. There's only one man that's on hold right now, and you guys know who that man is. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a 3-time man of the year. He's done it all. And earlier on the show, he ate pie.
I like pie. Except my pie's put away for the rest of the night. Now I gotta give somebody his dessert today. There you go. Hey, bon appetit. We're not backing down on Sunday. You can forget that. And to all the haters who can't stand me out here, get used to it. Because you better suck it up now, and you better suck it up wise and hard. Because this ain't no playtime. This ain't no walk in the park. This ain't preschool, high school, or anywhere else. Either you man your balls up or get the hell out of my sight. That's an order. And I mean that's an order. Direct order.
Beast, thank you.
Get ready,
All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get the names together for the Asmaniac raffle. I'm almost done putting them all together, but I need a little more time before I could spin the wheel. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a short clip that ought to bring back some great memories. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
Hey, Robert, thanks for taking my question. With Zach starting again Sunday, does he have any compromising photos of you or someone else in the organization?
No, it's a fair question, Jake. I'm going to take the fifth on that one.
What the hell is this going backwards bullshit? You don't go backwards. You throw the ball out of bounds with your big goddamn arm, and you go back in the fucking huddle.
No, it's a fair question, Neil.
This is bullshit.
Jose Feliciano, the blind Puerto Rican guitarist, can see that he is terrible.
This kid does not want to run with the ball.
Are you kidding me? This is the shit I'm talking about. You bitch's ass. You did his ass on my damn field.
No, it's a fair question, King.
The third damn year we are seeing this in Naptown.
He's not trying to win the goddamn game.
You gotta be kidding me. Send his ass the fuck down.
I could have made 20 yards with that goddamn hole.
If your quarterback cannot play in the NFL, they get rid of him.
Oh, there's one of his 27 seconds, bro. Oh, it's amazing. I don't give a shit.
If you cannot play football, get your ass off the field.
And walk around and wipe Rodgers' ass because that's all you're good for.
And you're sitting here defending this bullshit.
If I see Zach Wilson go on that field, me and Lowski are going on personally, and we're going to take his ass off the field.
It is torture, man.
God damn it.
All right, thanks, guys.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Good luck to everyone. Reminder that if you win, you have to email me. You have to tell me the player you want the jersey for. You have to tell me the size you want the jersey in and the color, green or white. Plus, I need your name and the address. AsmanJake@gmail. I've shuffled the names. Good luck to everyone. But there can only be one winner today. And that winner is, we find out right now. Daz Acoustic. Daz, good luck, man. Or congrats, not good luck. Another international winner. Daz in the UK. Well done, Daz. Well done. Daz, the winner of our prize in the daily raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the jet chant for Daz. I'll tell you who's really upset about that. Beast has got to be furious that Daz won. Your thoughts, Beast?
You see the bird special. See you later, alligators. Good night.
Beast, thank you.
I'm Beast Breaker and I love Harry Potter. I'm a magical fart wizard. Abracadabra, bitches. I'm gonna blast ass in my diaper. Get me a bag of dicks. Get me a bag of dicks. Get me a bag of dicks. Bag of dicks. Bag of dicks. Bag of dicks.
Wait a second. Daz says he was going to offer it to Beast. Come on, Beast. Call back in. Bury the hatchet with Daz, and let's get you a Jets jersey. It also saves me a lot of money having to ship to Illinois as opposed to the UK. Come on, Beast. You and Daz got to see eye to eye. Spencer Green says, next time I win, I wanted to go to Beaster Gary. I love it. Best community, man. Best community. On that note, thank you all. You guys are the best. Tough day, but we're in this all together. We're back tomorrow. We got a full slate of awesome guests. O'Leary in the morning. Dylan T in the afternoon. We will get through this all together. On that note, JETS, 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 Jets. And never forget that we live in the greatest country in the universe. Go Jets, everyone.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
We will get through this all together. On that note, JETS, 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 Jets. And never forget that we
Nobody plays with the master.
in the universe. Go Jets, everyone.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least
Yeah, fuck you with this shit.
You get the fuck out.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the fuck out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.